Hey Explorers, Kita Explorer here, and today I'm here to talk about American Express credit cards, specifically the Delta SkyMiles American Express credit cards. So I'm going to talk about the changes for each of their credit cards, and then at the end of the video, so you got to stay all the way to the end so you can hear which credit cards are best for which type of person based on what I have looked into and researched. And then also you can always go down below if you're interested in one of the cards and signing up and click on my referral code. There will be a referral bonus. I'll link that down below because it constantly changes, so I don't want to say in the video, so I'm gonna link that down below in the description box. Also, there are changes that happen with the Delta SkyMiles program or the medallion program and how you earn on Delta side, which will be different from the personal credit cards that I talk about in this video. So if you want to see what happened with those changes, I'll have that link down below in the description box. So now let's get into today's video. And before we do, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. It is free for you to do so. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Now let's get into this American Express credit card video about the Delta SkyMiles credit cards. So first of all, let's talk about the Delta SkyMiles American Express credit card, the Reserve credit card. The first change is that the annual fee went up. It used to be $550 US a year. Now it is $650 a year. Is that worth it? So let's go into some of the other key things about what happened with the Reserve credit card. So first of all, just to let you know, the way to earn miles for you to use, because remember there's no more medallion qualifying miles, so miles for you to use and spend and redeem at Delta are the same. So you get 3 times the mile or the points when you buy it on Delta, and then 1 times everything else, all other purchases. Now some of the key benefits that we had before with the Reserve still remain. So you still get 1 bag check free. You still have the take off 15 offer where you get 15% off when you book with your miles or pay with your miles. They still have the concierge service, which I haven't used. I just keep forgetting to use it. I need to use it. Definitely a good benefit to have. They still have the credit for when you pay for global entry and TSA pre-check every 4 years. Still have access to the American Express Centurion Lounge for free. And you also still get your companion certificate, which is enhanced for the Reserve credit card holders. So those are still the benefits that we had before with the Reserve that remain. Now, what are some of the changed benefits? As you know, with the Delta SkyMiles program, things change for the Delta Sky Clubs. They're trying to manage how many people go in and out of the Sky Clubs. So one of the biggest changes is that before, Reserve card holders had unlimited access to the Delta Sky Clubs. Now that's not the case. You get 15 visits complimentary a year into Delta Sky Clubs. If you travel regularly but not like where you need the lounge all the time, that's probably good. And then you can get unlimited complimentary access to lounge once you spend $75,000 in a year. And then that resets every year. Also, like I mentioned, there is no more medallion qualifying miles. So in the past, once you had hit a spending limit, which was what, 15K spent on your Reserve, 30K, and then up to 60 and 15,000 increments, you would get a boost to your qualifying miles to help you reach status quicker. Now there's no more of that. All we have is the medallion qualifying dollars. You get a one-time $2,500 boost to your medallion qualifying dollars. So once a year you get that, that's it. Now what are some new things? We're talking about the changes, that's kind of the Debbie Downer, right? But what are some of the new things on the credit card, new benefits? So you do get complimentary Hertz President status, get some expedited service if you rent with Hertz. You get $200 Delta stay credit. So if you want to book a hotel through the Delta travel program, you get a $200 credit. You get $120 ride sharing credit, but it's max at $10 a month, which sucks. I'm like, I might not use ride sharing every month. That doesn't make sense. Also, you get a $240 Resi credit, which again is $20 a month max. And that's where you book and pay for like dining experiences. So that's great, especially if you're using those things on a regular basis. Now let's move into the Platinum Delta SkyMiles American Express credit card. So the annual fee went up for this credit card as well. It went up from $250 a year to $350 a year. The way to earn is still the same. You get 3 times the points when you book with Delta, 3 times the points on hotels, 2 times on dining, 2 times on groceries. Here are some of the key features that the Platinum card had before that the card still has. These key benefits that the card still has. You still get your complimentary 1 bag check free. You still get a companion certificate every year, as well as get that same takeoff 15 discount like the Reserve. And also you still get your credit every 4 years when you purchase Global Entry and TSA or TSA PreCheck. Now here is a no more. So in the past, you were able to use your Platinum to pay a fee to get into the Delta Sky Clubs. That's no longer allowed. Platinum, American Express, Delta Sky Miles cardholders can no longer access the lounge. Can't even pay for it. Absolutely not. Now, what are some new benefits for Platinum Delta Sky Miles Amex holders? So you do have the option to ask to be added to a complimentary upgrade list. But you know, if you're in a busy airport like Atlanta, that might not work. You also get the same $120 ride sharing credit like the Reserve, maxed at $10 a month. And you do get a Resi credit. It's not $240, it's $120 a year, which also maxes out at $10 a month. There's also the Delta Stay credit like the Reserve, except it's not $200, it's $150. And also you get a Medallion qualifying dollar status boost as well. 1 time for the year. There's no more, again, no more maxing on spend on your card or spending a certain amount on your card and getting a boost to your miles like before. Is now a Medallion qualifying dollar. Also, you get complimentary Hertz 5-star status with the Platinum card. All right, so we're going down the list of cards. Now we're going to the Gold Delta Sky Miles American Express credit card. So this annual fee went up as well. You see there's a trend here because they think they're giving you more benefits, which essentially they are giving you a little bit more benefits. But the annual fee for the Gold card went up from $99 to $150 a year. You still earn the same way, where you get 2 times the points on spend for Delta, groceries, and dining, and then you get 1 times the points on everything else, other transactions. So as you know, this is one of the lower cards, so there wasn't many benefits to begin with. So key things that remain, or key benefits that remain, are like the takeoff 15, your first bag is still check free, and you also still get priority boarding, which whatever that means if you're in Atlanta, like that's not even relevant, I don't think, or I don't believe from what I see and experience. But if you're in another airport, that's probably helpful. And the only new benefit with this card is $100 credit for Delta stays. So now let's move on to the Blue American Express credit card for Delta Sky Miles. So I never talked about this card before when I broke down the different Delta Sky Miles American Express credit cards, but I think this is relevant to note in this situation. So the Blue card, there is no annual fee. Okay, but you don't really get many benefits with Delta. The way you earn with this Blue card is that you get 2 times the miles on dining, 2 times the miles on Delta purchases, and 1 times the miles on any other transaction. But you don't get any perks with Delta except you're able to pay with miles. So what is the best credit card out of these Delta credit cards? So first of all, I want to say you should still have some type of Delta credit card if your home airport is a Delta hub. So I'm talking about if you're located in Atlanta, you probably should have some type of Delta credit card in your wallet. Detroit, JFK, other Delta hubs, is probably very important to have one because you're going to have more options with Delta. If you're somewhere else like O'Hare, Chicago, that's not really a Delta hub. They may fly there, obviously, but you might want to look at another aircraft carrier for a card. Or if you're in some place where it's just a lot of different options, no one's really like heavy or strong in that airport, and maybe you need to look at more of a general card like a Chase Sapphire. So definitely pick a credit card that works for you based on your home base location. Now let's go into which of these cards are the best. So I would say if you really want to get benefits and perks and status with Delta or medallion levels, you probably want to stick to the Reserve, especially if you want Sky Club access. You need to stick to the Reserve because you have more opportunities to get boosts. You have that spending max that helps you out. You have complimentary Sky Club access for up to 15 visits. So you have that available. And then even though the annual fee went up, it did give you a little bit more benefits that kind of nets out with the $100 increase in annual fee. Now, if you don't want to pay that much for the annual fee, I definitely say stick with go with the Platinum. That's not really my favorite card out of all of them because it's really lacking. You don't have access to the Sky Clubs, but you do have some of the key Delta benefits if you just want to have them. But if you're not going to get all the full shebang with the Reserve, I wouldn't even deal with the Platinum. I would look at the Gold or the Blue card. So if you're at the Gold or the Blue card, you no longer care about getting into the Sky Club. You no longer care about really trying to reach a status level. You just care about earning miles to use them to pay for future flights. So that's definitely key, especially with the Blue card. You have no annual fee and you still earn miles for flights. So I would definitely look at one of those two. The only good thing about the Gold credit card, where you pay actual annual fee, $150 a year, is that you do get one bag check free and you get that takeoff 15 when you book with miles. So really quickly, just to run that down again, you get the Reserve if you want Sky Club access and you want to try to get status. If you just want to use your card to try to earn miles to fly with Delta, get that Blue card or get the Gold. Platinum should be your last resort, but it's still a good option if you want to fly with Delta and have some of their benefits. Okay, Explorers, I have ran through each of the Delta SkyMiles American Express credit cards: the Reserve, Platinum, Gold, and Blue. Obviously, there are way more benefits than what I have listed. These are just key features that you look at for a Delta perspective that I talked about, and the new features that you get with the cards to kind of explain why there's an increase for an annual fee if applicable. Also, I really wanted to talk about where I see cards, which card being used for which reason. So I really hope you found that helpful. As for me, I'm still sticking with the Reserve to see like how is it going to work this year as I go through a new cycle, a new program with Delta with this card. We'll see how I feel at the end of 2024. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit the like button. Please comment down below if you have one of the cards or if you've changed cards since the changes with the Amex cards. I want to know what you've done, what you're thinking. If you are interested in getting one of the Amex cards, you can always click on my code down below, referral code in the description box, which I mentioned at the beginning of this video. If you have any questions, you can leave that down below as well. I'll try my best to lead you to the correct answer. Next, please make sure you share this video with your friends, family, and social media networks. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. It is free for you to do so. It helps me provide more and better content to you in the future. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And lastly, if you would love to support my business even further, you can check out my merchandise shop, which is linked below, or my blog. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day or night wherever in the world you are. Bye.